So my name's Lanie, and I'm doing Article 3 presentation. So my current idea for senior project is doing the marketing and other related things for a music, like hypothetical music festival in Hattiesburg, and along with like the marketing, we want to do also like merchandise and different. Oh, like a little mini magazine that's like a festival guide. So that's kind of where this is coming from. So I did my article on Firefest. I had to watch two Firefest documentaries for the law class, so it got me like really interested in how everything went with Firefest. Um, so that's where this came from. But the article is called "Fire Festival is a Marketing Success Story," and here's why and what we can learn from it. So when I first watched the Hulu documentary on Fire Festival, I noticed just how absolutely ingenious their marketing strategy was, because essentially Fire Festival wasn't actually a festival. It was just an idea and a feeling, like the feeling of um, success and fame and status updates and stuff. So with their marketing strategy, their initial purpose, or like initial like things that came out, were the orange squares that influencers were posting everywhere that just said Fire Festival and like no other context, which led people to think like, what's this? And got a lot of people really interested. Another thing that they did was, excuse me, they did a promotional video on quote Pablo Escobar's island and called it Pablo Escobar's Island. It was just a bunch of like influencer models frolicking on the beach in the water and stuff. And there was no like actual idea about music behind the promotional video at all, other than the word festival in it. But since they were selling this like idea and feeling of a status update or like money or whatever, that caused a lot of people to want to attend and spend thousands of dollars on tickets and end up getting nothing at the end. So here's background. So my first like paragraph is about what the article is talking about, and it's just really just how genius their marketing strategies were. Um, like they were selling a feeling, not a product or a service, and that's kind of funny because um, you want to sell a feeling with marketing, um, but you also do want to sell your product. But in Fire Festival's case, they didn't actually have an end product. It was just a fire fraud. Um, and their marketing, like, they didn't really put too much effort into that, to be honest. Like, they put money into it that they may or may not have actually had, but it was just more about, you know, sky's the limit. We can pay these models and these influencers just to post stuff for us, and we can just post pictures from that shoot that we did with the models. We can just post this video, and we're kind of done. And that's like all of the marketing that they really ended up doing. Um, and then it talks about in this area how they should have taken responsibility, because I believe like Jerry Media was working with their marketing team, creating stuff, and they should have actually like taken a little more ownership in what they were doing, because they didn't really know that the festival wasn't going to happen. But like right here it says I didn't know and it wasn't my job. Ring pretty hollow when your like names on it. Um, but yeah, so that's pretty much what the synopsis is. It's just how genius their marketing was, how simple it really was, um, and yeah. So I thought that this was super important because, again, like it was just totally genius. It was kind of ahead of its time, like using the influencer marketing strategies. Um, but like thinking back on it, if you were to have purchased tickets, like there was no coming back for you at that point. There was no information whatsoever in their marketing. So when they did that promotional video, it was just girls on the beach and on jet skis and like random inspirational quotes. Um, but yeah, so like it was just completely random, didn't have anything to do with it. And so therefore, you need to have more information about your festival. This is going to cause like from festival, it's going to cause people to really think about what they're purchasing. You need to have the information ready. You need to have the lineup before, like, most anything. Um, there's just a lot of different things that, like, you need to do because of how fraudulent Firefest was. Um, Another thing I thought was interesting was like with their orange squares. So on Instagram, they Firefest had a bunch of the influencers post actual like orange square. So their Instagram post was just orange. That's it. And they tagged Firefest, and they weren't really saying anything else, and that made a lot of people think like, I wonder what that is. And it kind of made me think of like guerrilla marketing tactics, how it's like in your face, but it doesn't like really disrupt your daily thinking. Um, so I thought that was cool and really smart too because they use like color theory and like stuff like that because they were thinking like, you know, blue's too calm, um, purple's too calm, red's a little too much, but orange is different, and that's gonna like make people stop and think. So I thought that was like really clever that they did that as well. So another, so like the way I want to like incorporate these ideas into a senior project are using like the idea of influencers. And since our like hypothetical festival is in Hattiesburg, we can use like the quote popular people to influence um, Southern Miss students to try and attend. So I know that like, you know, we're in college, there really aren't any influencers here, but we could use like the homecoming queen and king, SGA president, people, Southern style, people whose names like kind of ring a bell when you think about Southern Miss. So that would be important. Maybe even getting like the different presidents from different school organizations, student run organizations. That would be a cool way to, you know, promote the festival. Um, Maybe even getting like Dr. Bennett to talk or Seymour to post something. You know, just like it seems kind of silly, but like a bunch of people will follow those pages and know who those people are and trust their opinions and like maybe think about actually going, which I think would be great. Um, Another thing I want to try and do is like implement that innovative marketing that they were talking about and doing like with the Orange Square. Like thinking of another way that we could bring that along. I'm not really sure yet. We haven't gotten that far, but I think that would be something really cool to incorporate. And then definitely doing some sort of like promotional video, but make it actually like more informational based rather than just girls frolicking around Southern Miss's campus or something because that just won't work. Um, but yeah, so that was my little synopsis of my article. And yeah, thank you.